So that was a whooping.
That's amazing.
He didn't double me, at least. I feel good about that.
I
so,
don't think I've seen that high of a score.
In 4-player?
Yeah.
I'll play better. Clearly, we are not doing that. So, all right, thoughts on the game?
You stumbled at some synergy there.
I don't think he stumbled into them.
I'm saying, but we could say he hunted for them.
For fear of sounding hubristic, you guys actually took me off of a much higher score in the third round with the cards you stole from underneath me. There were 2 cards here.
Yeah, I know.
We saw that.
Yeah, I would have had a much higher score, so that was well done. But no, I mean, Furnace in general, playing with the ordering, it's just a different game. I think I said it to somebody earlier.
I like it better.
I think I might like it better, not just for the score and the fact that I won, but I think I might like it better because it changes how you have to engage with the game, whereas this, it feels really scattered when you do it kind of activating your engine ad hoc, whereas this, it feels like you're being rewarded for planning well, and it's the same function, right? Because you could we could be activating in any order we want, and I could choose to activate in this order. So this is almost more satisfying because it pays off in that way, whereas the other way gives you the flexibility, but it doesn't feel as good.
It flows better, and less AP, and it just plays quicker.
Yes.
I mean, for all of those reasons, this is the way to play it going forward.
And on top of that,
with seasoned players. It can't be brand.
Yeah, sure. I mean, after one play, I
we played it on the 3rd play and we didn't like it. But now, after playing it a bunch of times,
I've only played it once before, and that was like 2 weeks ago. So
you're talking about the advanced order.
Maybe it's without the expansion because there's less places to put your auction. There was a reason why it didn't work as well after our 3rd play. There must have been. Like, I don't know if I did it with you, but I did it with somebody.
It wasn't.
Okay, maybe it was with
the additional thing about this ordering is I never enjoyed the aspect of shifting your cards around to figure out the right order because that was not the interesting part of the game. The interesting part of the game is the auction, and then figuring out what cards do I need to make my engine run.
Right.
And then slotting those cards in is a decision. Is an absolutely interesting decision. Being able to move stuff around just adds extra time that doesn't really benefit the game, your play experience, right? So make the core of the game, the interesting part of the auction, more prominent, right? And that's another thing this does.
Yeah, I mean, I was scared of it just because running the stream and everything else, I'm like, this is going to just slow me down so bad and it's not going to show well. And in hindsight, nope, I don't think that's the case at all. Now, I'm not saying I played well. Clearly, I finished dead last, so no. But I didn't feel as... I feel like it was because of the way I played and not reacting as well to y'all. And that's just the gameplay, like me, and not because I had too much going on. No, I think this is just, as Paul said, a superior mode. I agree with that. And I wouldn't have guessed that. Having not played it, I thought this was going to be just a train wreck. I really did.
The main thing is about the pivoting, right? And I think that it's if it's super. I mean, we were starved, but you can have a game where it's super starved in the very beginning, and you're setting yourself up for an engine that's not going to happen, and you have to move stuff around. I don't know if that would make it not as superior. But obviously, this game we currently played, it worked pretty well. And I felt much calmer. I feel like when I'm moving stuff around, there's a little bit of a hecticness to like, oh, is this the best or is this the best? And maybe if I just move a card over here and that APing starts happening. And that didn't happen at all with this play.
Yeah, no,
it removes the necessary, right? Because when I'm going to move this up, I'm going to activate it. Then, wait a minute, what if I did in this order? That choice is removed.
Yes.
Are you done with this card? You're doing this card now.
Yeah.
Maybe you can look back and say, we did it a couple times.
I should have converted that here. Let me, that's
just
fine.
because, but the math's all there. You can check that. There's no, I pull this back and instead I do this and whatever.
Yeah, so. It becomes way more convoluted.
Yeah.
As far as just a auction mechanism engine, it's pure. And it just flows so nicely. I don't know that there are as many clean modern games as this. This is way high. The more I play it, the higher up on my how impressed I am with the design, as well as how much I enjoy playing it.
I agree. Yeah.
It only goes up which is rare. A lot of times, like, oh, okay, yeah, I just want to play it again because it's a good game. No, this is actually getting better every time I'm playing it.
Yeah, I thought
Even though my play isn't.
I thought the synergy would get thrown off by adding additional cards, but it doesn't. It actually makes it so you're not seeing some, so it actually kind of changes the kind of depth of the game, because the way that the cards are coming out, it changes the focus of what how your planning is. So whatever we were missing could have changed, totally changed. I mean, that's a lot of cards.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot that didn't come in, right?
Yeah, and some of them are the ones that are my favorites.
So let me ask you, how do you feel about the randomness in the game then? Because
I don't mind it. In the second year, I felt like the cards were less interesting.
It was a dog.
Yeah,
The second
was a
round
dog,
was
yeah.
a dog.
and you do need to find those cards that the high point scoring cards. And try to make good use out of them. The highest I got my 10. I hammer that twice, which is good. But Kyle being able to run his call for points for 12 points every round, or
16.
at least three times.
Yeah,
He ran one card
that's
for
huge.
16.
Yeah.
So you got to get those, and yeah, I guess maybe if you don't see the ones that will work for what you're trying to do. Like, I don't say we didn't see things that converted oil. Oh no, we did. Derek's was. But like this one's in oil and coal for 6 points.
Or
That's
even
very nice.
the one underneath it
Yeah.
that's stealing an upgrade token, right? Because
Sure.
there is a hierarchy in the game of the resources, which is coal to steel to oil.
Right.
To upgrade tokens nebulously, right?
Right.
I went after coal because I saw the first engine. I went after the cheapest thing, and the turn I had 16 in between the rounds because I found this card and I found this card.
And yeah, there is a fair bit of randomness, right? Some cards aren't going to come out with the expansion. The order of it. There's the school, the tokens, the manager tokens, but yet it feels
It just changes the gameplay. It doesn't make one game better than another.
right. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's hampering any one player
That's right.
or helping. I suppose there is a situation where, if somebody's rich in something that is lean out there, then it benefits them. But overall, I feel like the randomness contributes and doesn't detract from
It's
the
part
game.
of the texture of the game
Right.
because there's a wide variety of cards. You build an engine. You should have resources in flux. Just because it's randomness, everybody has to play in the same pool of randomness. So now I don't feel affected by the randomness. I've played it a half dozen times. I've never been like, oh my god, I'm so starved of this one thing. And only
But
one
we're all
person.
starved.
Yeah, we're all starved because there's a dearth in general.
Exactly.
So-
Unless-
Yes, you can, Bree.
And talking about the expansion, right?
Yeah.
So there's 4 components to the expansion. There's the new cards. We got the coal.
The modular bid.
Yeah.
Basically,
And-
another color.
Yeah, and then the fifth player, which I don't think I'm not sure if I play with.
I haven't. But
you have the
managers?
the new cards, new people cards,
Yep.
and then the manager tokens. And I think every single one of those components is an improvement. It will add to the experience. And the one thing I probably would leave out with new players if I'm playing directly with the expansion is the manager titles, because they do accelerate in certain ways that can.
Do they, Kyle?
No, well,
If you use them really well, they're quite strong.
Yeah, they can be, sure.
And so I would probably I might take those out if I'm playing with.
The only hesitation that I have with that, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying I don't know, is in a 4+ player game, that takes away 3 bidding
Right, yeah.
locations.
So you have-
That's my only
and you
issue
got
with
20,
that.
You got 20 bid tokens in a 4-player game, and you only have 8
Right.
locations.
So that becomes maybe too tight. I don't
Yeah.
know.
That was the first thing that I was excited about, having the extra discs and more places to go.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
I think I agree with you that the manager tokens for an experienced player, obviously all of us, we know how to integrate them and really ramp the engine, but they're also flexibility and a little bit of forgiveness for somebody who might not know what they're doing. I have this card that lets me hammer, resolving the instant effects again, the delivery effect.
Oh, I didn't realize it's a one time. Oh, here, let me do that. Now it's an every time.
Or the ones that are you can resolve by spending. You've already spent a coal and a steel on this card or an upgrade token. I think I agree with you that they ramp up for experienced players, but with inexperienced players,
they're crutches.
They're crutches. It's a flexibility to let them when they inevitably shoot themselves in the foot, especially if you play Advanced Order, which I don't know if I would teach it this way or the other way to new players.
Honestly, I looking at this now, obviously I've made the joke every time we played this, like, I have no interest. Like, that's going to be horrible. Here. And now that we're here, so looking back, I would actually say, I think teaching it with the Advanced Order, and honestly, just playing it that way. And the reason for that is it cuts down on the analysis paralysis so bad. And the uninteresting or less interesting aspect of running the engine. Because all the running of the engine is the result of how well you planned and played the auction.
It's kind of like it kind of reminds me a bit of Dominion, where you're like, okay, the cool part about Dominion is buying the cards and figuring out how to build your engine. Where it's like is playing your 5 cards and then playing a card that lets you get more actions, and that runs your hand, right? That's not as interesting. It's all about which cards do I want to add to my engine.
And then in completely, again, nothing like that the game, but in Indonesia, the interesting part is the first half of a round where you're the mergers and the building of the companies and auction, all that stuff. But then the operations is like, And I feel the same about here, about running the engine. Now, I have a 74 card tableau, not ideal, but in general, that's just not where the exciting part is. No. And so therefore, it limits that. And so I think I would teach new player. I think this should be the default way to play it. Looking back now, even though I was scared of it.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to teach somebody new and I'll see what happens.
Yeah, and see what happens.
I mean, most likely if you're at a con, the person has a good understanding of board games in general.
Right.
So they tend, but maybe somebody this is kind of a new to deck building. It might be a little more difficult to do.
Or engine building,
engine building, and I want to try it now. I want to teach somebody the first time.
And you take out us walking through 16 different engine runs, and you make it four consecutive engine runs. The game just
it's way quicker. Again, we do that because
of course,
right? No, I know. Right.
Everybody running their engine all at the same time.
This is a 40-minute game.
It's like
it's under an hour.
Yeah,
even if you're teaching one or two, or even if I was teaching a complete table of new players, the first round we're going to play Advanced Order, right? I'll run my engine. We'll run everyone's engine one at a time. Next round, you ask me if you have a question. Right?
There you go. Go. Boom. Done. There you go.
That was the problem with the stream. Me and Trey were like, oh, we're just going to... And then you're like, oh, and then a camera, and we're like, oh, crap, I have to go backwards now.
The first round I looked over, Trey had 2 cards. I said, oh, did you already run it? And then I felt really bad about saying that.
Well, no, I mean, it's fun.
I get it.
It's interesting. Like, I bought 9 things over the game. Derek bought 9 things. You bought 14, I think. Is Kyle bought 13, I think.
I bought...
But threw away.
So you threw away 3 cards, or 2 cards?
I threw away 3. Right, I bought 10 things, threw away 3.
I thought you bought more than 10.
No. This is... here and those. Well,
and these.
Oh, and these. Yeah, no. I bought 14.
13. Well, you had one to start with, so 13.
13.
And so it doesn't necessarily buying more doesn't necessarily mean that you're
buying the right things.
Right, the right things.
Yeah.
Efficiency.
Yeah.
Not. Yeah. I'm okay with that.
I went to school for this.
Checks out.
Yeah, checks out.
All that money spent on your degree.
Go UMass.
Made you a quality furnace player. There you go. All right.
I wasn't last.
That's a wrap. That's Furnace Interbellum with the Advanced Orders. Definitely curious what y'all think and curious on your thoughts. Leave comments down below. Certainly appreciate it. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Check the links at the end of the video. That's a wrap. We'll be back tomorrow with Age of Industry, Minnesota. All right. We'll see y'all then. I'm Edward.
I'm Derek.
Trey. Kyle.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
See y'all.
Take care, everybody. And thanks for watching, y'all. I know I say that at the end of every video, but that's because I really appreciate that y'all take the time to watch the videos that we create. So if you enjoyed it, and I think you did, then watch a few hundred of those. Don't just watch 1 or 10. Do that. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already, and consider supporting the show on Patreon, because you know what? It really does help. Thanks, y'all.